Welcome, Scorpio and Scorpio cross watchers, to your reading for this week. Hope you guys are all having a good week. Scorpio. Okay. So we have the Emperor and the Two of Pentacles. Scorpio, I feel like there is, and then we have the Father, the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I feel like there's a situation here where it almost has this kind of like odd couple energy about it, right? Where there's two people that would otherwise seem like they are polar opposites, but actually they complement each other really well, right? It's like on face value, if ever you've seen those memes where it's like twins, but one of them has like rainbow colored hair and rainbow clothes and really colorful makeup, and the other person has their hair dyed black and all black clothing, right? So it's like you may not look quite like you fit together, like you're a pair, but actually it feels like it's more like just certain things about your presentation may not quite fit with other people's perception of how things should go together, but it feels like the differences that each of you bring make the both of you stronger together. Hold on, we're gonna get one for you here. And one for, okay, that's several cards. Just gonna make sure everything's upright, and we'll try that again. We get one for Scorpio's person. So we have the King of Swords. So Scorpio, I'm kind of getting the energy of this person kind of likes to a certain extent, they like you to be who you are. I feel like they like that you really take charge, especially if that's something that you're used to people kind of, if you're somebody that is very forward and you kind of don't like taking the first step and that sort of thing, but it's frowned on. I feel like this person actually really loves it about you. It makes them feel like the fact that you are who you are makes them feel like they can be themselves, right? Like they don't have to, they don't feel like they have to fit into some sort of mold in order to be, if we're considering this as a romantic situation, right? In order for them to be desired or wanted or feel like they are meeting expectations of their partner, right? Like this person kind of feels like they can just be themselves. And if they are someone that's kind of a wallflower or they are relatively quiet, I feel like the fact that you allow them to be that and that they don't have to be anything else but who they are with you, it actually, you might start seeing this person kind of come out of their shell a little bit. You might see them starting to be someone that's a little bit more forward. And I feel like it's like they just needed the space to feel like it was okay to be who they are. And it's like, and now they kind of have this, because you're holding that space, you're allowing them to expand and kind of evolve into, or not even evolve. It's like it was already there. You're just allowing, it's like they were a flower that hadn't bloomed yet, and you've come along and you've allowed them, you've given them a space where they can do that. It feels like it's a really gorgeous energy, obviously. But I feel like you may not realize quite the effect that you're having on this person. It's really interesting that it's the butterfly, right? Because they go, caterpillars go into the chrysalis, they become that goo, and then they come and they transform as a butterfly, right? And the Scorpio card is the death card, which talks about death and transformation and, endings and new beginnings. And so I feel like what you seem to do naturally, you might feel like you can see this person kind of, boring a hole into the back of your head because they're staring at you, but it's not, I want to say like, I know that that you can feel that it isn't a negative thing. They're not staring at you. They're kind of in awe, right? And so I feel like there seems to be something here. I feel like, let's say, for example, somebody, takes something a little too far, or they overstep where they know they shouldn't. If in the past you would have given this person, a what for and told them off, I actually feel like there's something about this other person being with you or next to you that makes you not pounce on this person quite so vehemently. And I want to preface this with saying that doesn't mean that you pounce on people, that you go after da 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 da, okay? Or sorry, da 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 da. I feel like it's more that you are that kind of ferocious energy. It seems to be somehow muted a little bit. And now I feel like I'm not being really clear. I want to be clear that that doesn't mean that you are some, animal that goes after everybody all the time, right? Let's be clear. It's more that things that would normally really get under your skin, they don't seem to be quite as potent. And with this person around, there seems to be a real calming effect, right? It's like any energy that may have been directed outward, it feels like it's like you kind of want to recoil it into yourself and turn it towards this person. It's a really, really gorgeous energy between the two of you, right? That's really interesting. Okay, so we're going to pull from, I'll just get one card for between Scorpio and this person. We have the Ten of Cups with the Magician at the bottom of the deck. It kind of feels like it's one of those really rare situations where two very different people come together, but they balance each other out in a way that allows both of them to flourish more, right? The way I was describing it made it sound like it's going to mute you and allow them to kind of develop, but it feels like it's very different. It's more that it's almost like, let's say, for example, if you're used to people not having your back, and if ever you have experienced this, which I feel like it might be likely that you have, whenever you have felt like you are on your own and you have to fight any battle, like any battle that you're going to fight, you have to fight it on your own. And the difference between that and then feeling like, oh, somebody might actually have my back. And this person might actually be dependable. Like they might actually have you. And I feel like there's something about that makes you feel like there are less, like, battles before that you may have gotten up and fought. They just don't seem like they're worth it anymore. Right? And I feel like it would be a really bad idea for people to think that means all of a sudden that Scorpio, that they can start taking liberties with how they treat you, because, it's like, don't get it messed up. It's not like Scorpio is no longer Scorpio. It just feels like some of the things that used to be important to you to fight for and to establish, it just feels like they're just not that important anymore. It feels like it's almost like you would rather just let the whole thing go, or even let that person go, rather than stand there and fight that. It's almost like maybe this is the first person that's treated you in a way that made you feel as secure as you want to make other people feel, right? Like if you're somebody that wants to make other people feel safe and that's something that's important to you, you may have finally found that in someone else. Like how you make other people feel, I feel like you may realize that that's how this person makes you feel, right? And so it's like, you're able to have more time like for yourself and self-discovery and enjoyment of life, because it's like the connection with this person somehow helps you to, it's not like maybe you were down on yourself, maybe you weren't. That's not really part of the message here. It's more like the connection with this person makes you realize what you have done for other people and how crucial you've been, right? And so like not only does it help you to conserve your energy because, you know, this other stuff isn't that important, but it also helps you to see how much value you bring to the table. You may have kind of known it intellectually before, but now you feel it. So I think I'll leave it there. I love you guys. This is a beautiful reading. I wish you all the best, and we'll see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.